People with a hunger for power, no matter how they cloak it in good intentions. People who believe they have a right to tell other folks how to live, what to buy, where to go, how to act, and insist that they pay for the privilege, that we pay for the privilege, and that we like it or lump it. They start the wars, these wannabe tyrants, because they think they can get away with it. They think they will not be opposed, or that the opposition will be minimal. They start them because they think in starting them that there will be no personal consequences to them for starting. This is what I was trying to accomplish by my call to break a few windows. I was trying to get the attention of people who are pushing this country towards civil war, that they should stop before somebody gets hurt. This is also the theme of my novel, Absolved. It's titled after this quote from John Locke that the founders embraced. Whenever the legislators endeavor to take away and destroy the property of the people, or to reduce them to slavery under arbitrary power,
that guy to the left,
they put themselves into a state of war with people
behind us to the left,
who are thereupon absolved from any further obedience.
SWAT. Yeah.
Now, writing about a fictional run-up to a civil war, I'm trying to avoid a real one. I hope people will read Absolved and class it as a useful dire warning, as David Brin calls it. By warning folks of the unintended consequences of their actions, I hope to avoid them myself. Oh, by the way, for those of you who have been flogging me about when Absolved will be done, there it is. It's done. It's going to the publisher.
Yeah.
Whatever I've written over the last few years, including my call to adopt the tactics of the Sons of Liberty of old and break windows, this is my motive. I want to avoid a civil war, the worst of all kinds of wars, because I know from history what one looks like. They are the son of all evils. But this is what the other side doesn't understand. This is what the forces of the King of England did not understand on the 19th of April, 1775. We are done backing up.
Yeah.
Done. Not one more inch. You know, years ago I was a Civil War reenactor. And one Sunday coming back from an event, we stopped at a gas station, me and two of my friends, in Mississippi. When we pulled up, there was a big guy there with missing a few teeth. Just 3 words, you know. It was an observation, it was an announcement, and it was a battle cry. And without further ado, Chris launched himself across that parking lot, and he's only about half the size of this toothless feller, and he stripped that broken fan belt out of his hands, and he commences to wailing on the guy. Of course, the two of us, we're looking pretty rough from a weekend, and it's Sunday, all grizzled and dirty and dressed in funny clothes, and we go to back him up. And this feller takes, and when he starts to recover and he decides, hey, I'm bigger than this guy, I'm going to beat him, and then he sees the two of us coming up, he decided he'd had enough, and he jumped in the car and drove off.
I love how all these photographers are probably going to lie about
now, this
what
is a quintessentially Southern thing, this, oh, hell no.
That might be alternative.
You got to say it just like that.
Yeah, well, hopefully none of them are from
oh, hell
garbage.
no. The accent's on the hell. It is indeed in the whole arsenal of the British Empire, and that weapon is our refusal. Our refusal to bow to any order but our own, any institution but our own. And this is a great truth. This is an enduring truth. No one can be enslaved without giving his permission. Think about that. No one can be enslaved without giving his permission. Whether out of fear, out of cowardice, out of a desire not to be confrontational, or to be called a hater. The slave gives assent to his master. But we are Americans. We are the people who say, oh, hell no. All right? Now, this is something that the enemies of the Founders' Republic do not understand. They extrapolate from their own cowardice, and knowing that they themselves have no principles for which they are willing to die, life being the most important thing to them, they cannot fathom that there are other people who are certainly willing to die for a principle. And I think I see some of them here today. And so, because they cannot understand folks who have an entirely different worldview from them, folks who do not believe that the government should have the supreme power over the people, folks who believe, like the Founders, that government should be small, safe, and limited, because they cannot understand us, they call us names. They try to marginalize us. And they think that we are merely posturing, that we will never seriously push back against their infringements of our liberty. Which brings us to today. What is it about law-abiding American citizens exercising their God-given and inalienable right to arms, announcing their adherence to the ancient constitution, as I think we are all saying it here today, loudly, proudly, emphatically? No! No! We must say it as the Spartans did at Thermopylae. No! We must say it as the Jews did at Masada.
No!
We must say it. Shout it. As the Texans did in defiance at the Alamo and in triumph at San Jacinto. No! We must scream it as the Jews of the Warsaw Ghetto did 67 years ago today. No. We must say it